Lord have mercy. That dude Diamond finally got his panty draws, which was the first moment I knew he was gonna die. And then he get a death, all in the same 10-hour window. Folks, we're breaking this down. Season 3, Power Book 4, Force, Episode 9, entitled War Requiem, which, if you want to know what that means, it's a tribute or memorial to those who died in war, often emphasizing the tragedy, loss, and cost of conflict rather than the glory. Perfect name for this episode because it was a whole lot of conflict. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning about stocks. Wait to the very end. I'll leave my little ad for that and you can join me there. But let's dive right on in. They start out with Tommy and D-Mac putting JP to bed, putting him down. Nothing there to see other than a young Negro named D-Mac losing his mind. And then we get to Diamond banging the dust off Mrs. Wu. He wooed her ass. Woo woo, Miss Wu. And then Jay come in, kind of give him the little look like, bruh, I told you not to screw that Oriental woman. But he did. And he lets him know that he killed King Kilo and JP. And that they need to get with the Ortegas to kind of handle this business. I actually thought Jenard was moving pretty smooth with this whole plan. And then we got Tommy, Miguel, and Shanti. Everybody wants revenge. And the only one who's thinking with their head on straight is the one who doesn't have a head below her belt. Shanti the showstopper. They make the plan. She lets them know, nah, dudes, we're not going to be going out like this. Let's get it together. Let's keep it tight. Let's move the right way. And then we got Gray Skull in here. He wants D-Mac dead. That's what he wants. He wants D-Mac dead. But at the same time, Gray Skull is acting like he got too much pull, y'all. Post your comment, let me know what you think about that. He acting like he's the leader of everything. And dude, if you watch He-Man, Gray Skull was the capital that He-Man came out of. Think about that, Gray Skull. And at the same time, Jenard asked Marshall to handle the business with D-Mac. And I think everybody knew Marshall wasn't going to be able to do it. Then we get to Bobby in there with a new DA. And they realize that the lawyer that took out Merkovich is not a real lawyer. Well, damn, dude that's playing the lawyer, man, he been moving swiftly because they should have been figured this out. And then we get to Vic talking to the new DA. And he says that he is willing to rat on Tommy when we all knew he wasn't going to rat. We knew that his plan was to get away with his boo thing, his fine boo thing. And Vic is in the win, y'all. He's in the win. I think that might be the last we see of Vic. Let me know what you think. CBI finally meets with the Marquez cartel. They have a plan to join. And Ortega is all about it. But Ortega says he wants to kill Tommy. You got all these people that want bounties on Tommy's head. And Ortega himself says that Tommy is for him. And because CBI need this money, hey, they went for it. Now, what would you guys have done? Because I'm hoping none of y'all on my channel is killers or drug dealers. Maybe y'all would have just got the police involved. And then this was funny as hell. Tommy was about to get mowed down. And then Che folks jumped in, stopped it, killed everybody. And then you have Tommy waking up right behind Miguel about to get tortured. Now, that was funny to see Tommy on that end about to get tortured and Miguel. And I thought it was real honorable of Miguel to say that Tommy ain't had nothing to do with the stuff Che was mad about. And Che still was squeezing fucking fingers, y'all. My man had a razor sharp vice grip, squeezing people's fingers. Tommy, the slick tongue talking white boy that he is, got on up out of there and told Che that he's got some information that he needs. Che bought it. Tommy said, I'm going to kill CBI. I'm going to handle the Ortega thing. And I'm going to get you your money, Che. But Che decided until he got his money, he was going to hold on to Miguel. Wow. Maria calls Kate Egan one of my favorite characters in all Power. And it was just funny as hell because she was up there trying to hug Tommy. A gangster the caliber of Tommy in there with his other gangsters, and the mama is in there talking about hugging him because she wants to help with the funeral and what can she do. And Tommy told her, get the clothes for JP. That was funny to me. And I like how Maria handled it. She's like, I called your mama. She needs to know that one of her sons is dead. I agree, but I also don't agree because it's hot right now. And you put the mama at threat. But I know a lot of y'all felt like, who would be stupid enough to go after Tommy's mama? And I told y'all Jenard would, and we'll get there in a minute. Shanti saves Miguel's ass, and Che threatens her. Shanti says, it don't take a dick to get business done. Sure don't. Sadly, fellas and ladies, we do go through our emotions with our penis. When we don't get draws for a very long time, it's almost like us driving under the influence of drugs. We make very poor decisions. And in this situation, she let Che know that she ain't got no penis. She making the best decision. And Che was all like, well, Tommy should be thankful he's got you. But if you do the wrong thing and don't come back with Tommy, I don't know what's going to happen to you. Do y'all think that Che would try to forcefully get in her panty drawers? You let me know what you think. We have the standoff between D-Mac and Marshall. I already knew Marshall was not going to be able to kill D-Mac, but I had no idea D-Mac would be able to kill Marshall. And he did it after they talked about how they was been best friends since 6 years old. D-Mac was more mad about his dad, and he shot my man right in the head. Then we get back to Kate talking to Maria, letting her know about Ghost. And I knew that was going to come up and how she's lost 2 sons. And that's when she notices. And y'all know how them old heads, them old women, them women that's 60 plus, they can just look at another woman and know if she's pregnant. It's like y'all got like a seventh sense or something. And she looked at Maria and knew she was pregnant automatically. And it's supposed to be a secret from Tommy. But folks, how many secrets we got on this damn show? It's like 1,000,001 secrets. All secrets can't be held. My grandma once told me the only place a secret can be held is in between your ears. DA that has taken Stacey Mark's place lets Bobby know that Vic is going to rat on Tommy. But he didn't bring Vic in because they didn't have enough evidence. Bobby is flaming mad. He wants some revenge. And the other district attorney assistant is telling him, Bobby, you better not take your ass nowhere near Tommy. You're going to ruin this case. But she did let him know to go to the Tortoise Club because old boy that's been faking as a lawyer has been seen there often. And I knew this was going to come back to bite somebody. And I think I know who it's going to bite. We'll discuss that when we go live Monday at 8 p.m. Diamond and Tommy meet. There was no need in even having this because we know what Tommy wants. Tommy wants the brother. He wants Jenard. I will give Diamond credit for trying to make peace. Diamond claims he has a way to make peace with Ortega, but there is no peace with Tommy right now. He wants Jenard's bald head with 3 holes in it so he can use that shit as a bowling ball, not attached to a neck. That's the only thing Tommy wants. And when Tommy wants something usually like this, Tommy get it. Jenard learns about Marshall. He's mad as hell, but here's the problem. He's on that stuff, y'all. He's on that booger sugar. He's on that nasal, non-saline creatine. And he's in there high as a kite. The snitch on the inside calls him out. And he tells him, don't you ever put your effing hands on me again. They show D-Mac talking to Genesis. He didn't admit that he killed Marshall, but he left her thinking that he did. And I wonder what Genesis will do. If Genesis is smart, she'll go play with a Nintendo and leave D-Mac. Because this should be enough for her. He screams in her face. He really was acting like his age in that moment. He was acting over nervous, talking just erratic. And she should just leave this dude alone because she's got a bright future in front of her. Then we get to the part that I told y'all would happen. High-ass Jenard. Well, first of all, how did Jenard know that Kate was Tommy's mama? Somebody help me understand that. Maybe he's seen her Maybe I missed that he saw her in the last couple of seasons, but I'm assuming that's how he knew. But Jenard goes after Kate, and maybe he just followed the Mustang and thought that Tommy was in the store, not Kate. And he goes after Kate. He starts choking her, but couldn't do it. And some of y'all in my comment section said, Jenard wouldn't be stupid enough to go after Kate. When you're under the influences, people, you don't make the best decisions. And this was definitely not a good decision. Bobby goes to that club. He sees that lawyer, and now he knows that the acting DA is crooked like the letter S. And I ain't talking about Mississippi from P Valley. Now, what is Bobby going to do? Is Bobby going to get a kill? Y'all let me know. Post your comments. Bobby might be shooting somebody. I just wonder who it's going to be. And then we get Jenard and Diamond. They at the church. They know somebody is a snitch within the organization, giving out information to Shanti and Tommy, but they don't know who it is. And this is when, folks, I can tell you and confirm that I knew Diamond was going to die, because they asked him the seminal question via his brother. What made you want to partner with Tommy? And usually when shows go after that kind of information close to the end, whomever's giving the information, that's pretty much their sayonara, their goodbye, their coup de grace, the kick the bucket moment. And he basically wanted to know, why did you choose Tommy over me? Diamond let him know he was insecure about what he could do after being in jail 15 years. He let him know. He just straight up said, bro, I didn't know if I could do it. I thought you was basically running the business bad. And for a minute there, y'all, I honestly thought Jenard Mike was going to turn around and shoot Diamond. Y'all let me know what you think. Then Maria is on the phone trying to skip town and go to Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. Can you blame her? Can you blame her? Kate catches her on the phone calling to Mexico. Now, this could be a case of you didn't hear it all deception. She could be calling some of the family's crew to come to America. What do you guys think she was doing? Is she trying to skip town, or is she trying to get some backup? Let me know what you think. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get to one of the worst shootouts, the big ending of this episode that I've ever seen. Let me tell you why it was so bad. You had people directly in front of the gun that didn't die. You had people that was far away from the gun and wound up getting popped. For example, let's start with Diamond. Tommy had Jenard right in his sights. He shoots the gun, 3 seconds go by. Jenard should have been flat on the ground. And in slow motion, like we watching the damn Matrix, here comes Diamond to get in front of the bullet and die. And Tommy could have went and got Jenard again, because Jenard went over there ducking behind one of the fake ass pews. He could have ran right on over there and shot him, but he didn't. And then somebody from the damn rooftop winds up shooting D-Mac. All of a sudden, folks' aim got really good from the top of the pew, but in front of the pew, it ain't working. Shanti Showstopper comes in, helps out. They drag D-Mac up out of there. Tommy calls the cavalry out. And now we've got Jenard hyperventilating and crying over his brother being down. And shout out to Chris D. Lofton. You've been putting in that work this whole season. Great acting for this thing. But where is this going to lead to the finale? Because there is some stuff we got to get cleaned up. You got Che. You still got Ortega, who wants Tommy. You got Che wanted Ortega done. Maria, is she trying to skip town? Kate Egan is here now. Is somebody going to get Tariq in here? Is he going to call Tariq? Or was Maria on the phone with a Tariq? Especially now that she's had time to talk to Kate. Post your comments. Let me know all your theories. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. I will be back on Monday night with a crew to discuss this. And until that next Sex is Hell video, we out, people.